Hey, it's Annie and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share how to pair eyeshadows together. You guys have been asking for this, so I am going to try to explain it the best that I can. I've been trying to think of how to explain it, so hopefully when I explain it, it's going to make sense to you. I'm going to do an eye look too, so you can see me putting shadows together and explaining why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm also going to be using some new brushes that Refer sent to me. These are natural brushes. I haven't used these yet. We're going to get into it. Really quickly, what I wanted to say about these brushes. These are Japanese brushes. They're handmade. They look like they're beautiful, and they came in this case. Oh, this is not sponsored, by the way. I should have said that. Not sponsored, but they sent me these brushes. This is what it says on their website. It says, each brush design is crowdsourced using the collective input of the beauty community, handcrafted in Japan by master artisans. And they want your honest feedback. When they reached out to me, they said to me, we really want to work with you, because work with you meaning sending me, I'm not getting paid. But they really wanted my input on these brushes because they know that I keep it real here. So I really like that. I wish more companies would be like that. It doesn't matter what product is out there. You are never going to 100%, every single person that tried that product, they love it. It's not that way. Even if it looks like it's 5 stars, you'll always find like some that have a 1 star or a 2 star, whatever, saying, it didn't work out for me. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all have different expectations and stuff. So I love it when a company is like, you know what, we want to know your real feedback. Because of that, I'm using these brushes, which I'm going to save to the end. I did not put my bronzer on or my blush, so I'm going to use different. I'm going to use a powder today, which I usually don't use, but I want to do that because I want to test it out, and I want to test it out with you guys. When you are putting eyeshadow together, I think it looks more complementary when you are wearing colors that complement each other. This is my own opinion. You do whatever you want to do. This is when the thumbs down is going to happen. But I'm just being honest with you. I think it looks more complementary when you use colors that complement each other, instead of wearing, like, I'm just throwing it out there, like a fluorescent pink with an orange. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that colors like that look as nicely on mature women as they do on maybe the younger girls. I think it looks, that's why we're mostly neutral colors. If I go out of that, like I just recently wore some orange tones and people said I look like I had red eyes, and I wasn't wearing a red shadow. It just looks like that on camera. Just think that wearing colors that are softer and complement you is really, really, really important. I want to show you a couple palettes that I think they're both beautiful. I have them. But one of them actually, I don't use either one of these very often anymore, but one of them for me is a little bit more difficult, and I think for most people it is, because this is how it is for me. I like colors that are in a color story that are similar. So I know I can mix, this one and this, and I'm going to get a really nice look with it. If it's a color story where there's colors all over the place, I don't even know where to go with that. This one I'm going to show you. So this is Emily's The Wants palette. Beautiful palette, colors are beautiful, but I don't use this hardly ever. And the reason for me is the colors are all over the place, and for someone like me, I just wish like the greens were together, the plums were together, the peaches, the browns. Like, I wish it was laid out more like that. I like to use colors for me that are similar colors together. So let me show you this palette. So this one is the Jaclyn Hill palette that I bought several years ago. So see how this is laid out? See how it looks like they're all kind of the same tones together, and kind of those wild, crazy colors, for me at least, are in this outside corner. But the rest of them are all like similar colors. They're all together. These colors for me, like, that's just easier to put a color together, because again, that's an outside corner. You can use that in the crease, you get that in the crease, outside corner, shimmers I put in the lid. And it's nice too. I mean, if you only feel comfortable wearing a matte look, you can totally do an all matte look, totally. But I do think it's more flattering if you'd use a little bit of a shimmer, not a glitter, but something that just has a little bit of light reflection just right here I think looks really, really pretty, even on mature women. Do you see the difference? How this one, I'm going to put these up together so you can see. Do you see the difference between these two palettes? I just find this one is easier than this one to get looks together because the colors are similar and they kind of all work together. Let me show you some other ones really quickly and then we're gonna get into that look. Now something like this is super easy because they're all the same tone. So the shimmers you're gonna put in your lid. The dark color you can put on the outside. You can even put that one on the outside as a darker color. You can put that one on the outside as a darker color if you want to keep it on the light side. You know what I'm saying? But you can use all of these colors together in this palette. Super easy to do, super easy. Charlotte's palettes, this was her Christmas palette. Now when she does her palettes here, she usually does like, this is like a palette, that's a palette, that's a palette, that's a palette. That's kind of how she does it. So she does it so you can do this look, this look, this look, this look. I never use her palettes like that. I like to mix and match and do my own thing. So like I would go in here and I would use that in my crease. I might even use this in my, here's another thing I want to share with you. Like a color like this, and I did this over the weekend. So sometimes I will take a color like this, put it all over my lid and keep working it up into my crease. Then I will take another brush, use that same color, and I will go a little bit darker on that, just on the corner and blend it. And it kind of makes it look like I have two colors. Because then I will go in and I will take a color like this, a shimmer color, and I will put it on my lid. So it kind of deepens this color a little bit because I've got this underneath it. And it kind of looks like I have 3 different eyeshadows on and I only have 2 on. So that's another little tip or trick for you guys. I try to get colors that go together when I'm doing this. Now this one's a little bit tricky because you've got the greens here and you got the blues, and I wouldn't put green with that color. I would put green with the brown, would look really, really nice though. Same thing, like these all kind of go together. You can mix and match both sides up a little bit as well with that. Think about it this way, if this is a little helpful too. It's not just the colors that go together on your eye, and you don't have to match what you're wearing, your eye color to your outfit. I don't do that. And you also have to decide if you are cool or warm. So if you wear cool colors, cool jewelry, you wear more silver than gold. If you wear more warmer colors than cooler colors as far as your clothing, your hair color is cooler than warm, then those are the eyeshadows you want to wear. You want to wear, like if you're more warm, wearing warm clothes, you want to wear warm eyeshadows that have a warm tone in it. If you wear more cooler colors, then you want to wear a cooler toned eyeshadow. So think about how you put your colors together in your outfit and what you're wearing. You know, you wear colors that complement your outfit. You do the same with your eyes. Does that make sense to you? I'm trying to explain it the best that I can because this is like, to me, one of the hardest things to explain. I can do the whole color wheel thing, but I think that can get kind of confusing too. And I just like common sense explanations, you know what I mean? Just give it to me straight, honey, you know what I mean? This palette, this one is from Persona. Now, this is a beautiful palette. Lisa J just did a look with this. I was like, holy cow, I love the look that she created. But like, I'm just gonna be honest with you, like that green and that yellow, that throws me off in this palette. Like those are colors I'm really not going to wear and I don't really like them. The only thing I would do with this color is I might use it a little bit under my lower lash line if I just want to do something a little bit fun but not too crazy because it's dark enough. It's not going to be like green eyes, you know what I mean? But this one can be confusing because, you know, again, putting those eyeshadows together, it's like, it's kind of a little bit all over the place. I feel like I feel like that should have been up there more. Maybe the pink's up there. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of laid out kind of weird, and that's when it gets a little confusing for people. But again, it's like, I try to go for all colors that work together. This one's pretty easy. I feel like any colors you use in this palette, you can use them together. If you have any questions, leave it below in the comment section. I will try to answer your questions. Sometimes it's hard, you know, sometimes I don't know what to say. I don't know everything, okay? But I will try my best to try to answer it. But I hope that makes sense to you. Try to wear colors that go together. Now I'm going to show you a palette. This is the palette I'm going to use today. This is one of my favorite palettes. I've showed this with you, but I bought this last summer. This is from Chanel, and this is like one of my favorite palettes because it's a no-brainer for me. It is a no-brainer. I can get different looks with this, and it's easy to do. To see how it's all put together there, those are the palettes I tend to go towards. I am going to go in and I'm going to use this brush first. This is the Rephr number 1 brush. So this is supposed to be for the crease and blending. So I am going to go in and I'm going to start with this lighter color right here. Because remember, we want to go medium, dark, light. Okay. So I'm going to go into that. Now, one thing about natural brushes usually is you don't usually have to use as much color. Let's see if I don't know if I got enough on there still. Let me get a little bit more. Now, see how the color just grabs onto that brush? With natural brushes, that's, you know, it just grabs the color better on your brush. And I am going to blend this back and forth. I usually tend to use a brush that's a little bit fluffier than this. Does this mean that if I use these, I don't like BK Beauty brushes? No. I love my BK Beauty brushes, okay? Now I'm going to take the same brush and I'm going to go right here in the corner. I'm doing that same color right now. I just want to see how this, oh yeah, that's pretty. I want to go in and take a darker color. So I'm going to go in and take this color right here. I'm not going to go really, really deep. I'm going to stick with this one. And I don't really have a preference. Some people just are all like, they only like natural brushes. Some people like the other. I just like whatever's comfortable for me. And I will be honest with you, I feel awkward right now because I'm used to using the brushes I usually use. Whenever I use new brushes, I always feel like I'm a fish out of water. I don't know if you guys are like that too, but it's blending out really nicely. I just, personally, I wish this was a little bit fluffier, but they may have another brush that's fluffier. So I'm going to go in and do that same first color here on the other eye. And going right up here. Now I always go, my crease bone is right here. My skin is sagging. So I don't want to go like this and put it on there because if I go like that, you're not going to see the color. Just putting a little bit more on. Just kind of going back and forth. I'm going to go in with that same color here, that reddish brown color. I'm going to go right on the outside. Now here's where I got to stretch my eye a little bit because I got that little bit of sagging. But see how easy it is with a palette like this? Seems to be blending really, really well with this brush. But I am just used to a little bit fluffier of a brush, I guess. Brushes are very personal. And you just, you know what you like and you get used to what you like using. I am going to go and I'm going to use the number 2 brush, which is flat, and that looks like a great brush for my lid. I am going to go in, I'm going to try this color first and see, because I could use this color, I could use that color, I could use gray, that silvery color, or I could use this. Now I can wear both cool and warm eyeshadows. I'm pretty lucky like that. And not all of us can, but so I'm just going in it. Wow, it really picks up the color. And I'm putting that on there. And I'm blending that. The same thing here. The 3 brush, it's a really tiny, tiny detail brush. And I'm going to take the darker color right there. Get that on my brush. I'm going to go right on my lash line. That's nice. Wow, that's really nice. That's a very nice precision brush. So you could use it for this. You could use this if you, once in a while I will do a little tiny highlight color. I don't do that all the time, but sometimes I do. You could use a brush like that for, like this for that. You could put that little highlighter at the top there with something like this. So this is really a nice brush. Persona Cosmetics sent me these two blushes. They're really, really pretty blushes. This is Caramel and this one is Georgia. So I think I'm going to use this one today. I'm going to use Georgia. Sent it to me, again, not sponsored. I just always have to, I just want to be honest with you guys. Before I do that though, let me go in with my Hoola bronzer because I want to use their bronze brush or contour brush. Now normally I use one that's bigger. Seems a little small for me, but we'll see how it is. This is the number 4 contour brush. I'm just gonna stick it. I'm gonna stick it in my Hoola. I'm gonna stick it in my Hoola bronzer. And I like the shape of it. Ooh. I like that. So this is their blush brush. This is the number 5. And I am going to dip my brush in here. Wow. Really picks up the color. Okay. And I'm going to apply it to my upper part of my cheek. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you did. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure you click that subscribe button. I share new videos every single week. Also make sure you click that notification bell too, because anytime I share a new video, you will be notified. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I will leave the links below. Thank you guys so much. I will catch you all in my next video. Bye.